to it, to embrace it. Especially the tongue-speaking words that nobody knows what that person is speaking, or whatever you are saying, you don't even know what you are saying. You, the man who is praying to God, you don't know what you are saying to pray to God. And how logic can that be? And then you claim, will say that the Bible will point somewhere to you, because people must realize that this Holy Spirit thing and tongue speaking happened long, even at the time of Jesus, and that the things like that were going on. It was happening at that time. So it is not strange to sort of find them here. If you read this book, you will discover all these things because they were happening at that time. It has happened before us. People have lived before us. So witches has been there before us. Long, they've all been there while we were also living. Witches, these things have been there for long. The human life has been possessed long time up to this moment. So I don't have to allow myself to believe in any nonsense that comes up if there is no meaning to it. If I had to believe in the Bible, there are some things that I will end up believing, but it has to come along with the facts. It has to, first the book has to be proven and truly seen as the true sacred word of coming from a wise God and a wise speaking words. I mean, to my own human mind, if a poem is recited and that poem is very sensible, I know. When I speak and I say something foolish, I'm sure you know. And when I meet words that has been used that is very inspirational and sensible, I should know. Or I should tell, you know. But to me, sorry to say, these things, there may be wisdom coming from there, but there are also errors that makes the statement in the entire book incomplete. It makes it look silly and makes no sense. Someone says, why? You see, the fact that it is a holy book, sacred book of God, the entire book, we expect the entire book to be accurate and perfect. Any little sort of leaven will leaven the whole book. Any little piece of error makes the whole book, not qualified to be that. Because the perfect words of God must not be, must not be challenged or somehow underrated, or somehow be errored, or be looked in a state where it might damage the idea or its true presentation. So please, if you need that friendly person who might come and knock your door or meet on the street and wants to present these things, you have to be ready with the knowledge and understanding to defend yourself and to prove that person. Also, you have to make sure that that person knows what he's saying, and what he's saying to you must make sense. And if you have a life with a fellow friend and that friend somehow placing himself in this, a friendly state, that its main purpose or his main purpose is only to sort of take advantage of the moment, or sort of trap you in any way in your social life, in a cultural life, in a religious life, you have to be able to sense it. You have to be able to know that people do stuff for whatever reasons. You look at yourself and decide on the person that comes in front of you. Do not be convinced by the look of a face, or by the smile, or by the words that I give, or the words that person might give. The contents of the words, the meaning of the words, the application of it. With that person being honest and truthful about what he says? Is he trying very much to sort of reveal to you something that you fail to recognize, that you know inside you, you've been asking, but you are afraid to come out? And there you are. Someone has helped you to come out. Come out then. Now that doesn't mean you must become insolent and rude and disobedient to this. This does not require for any disobedience and any uprising of going to strike against a church and throwing a stone at a church or throwing a stone. Nobody is to be blamed in this generation or in anything. Nobody. We are all responsible for these things. You haven't got the right to throw a stone at anybody. Neither do I have the right to throw a stone at anybody. Nobody is. You see, when you go blame that sick person on that bed, you're doing a very silly thing and you're approaching things in a very serious way. You are not recognizing the fact that these things are things that happens, that people, the ignorance of people, something that we naturally face every day, that you yourself, I myself, may be ignorant in certain regards. There are so many things in life that I am ignorant of, that I don't know. The fact that I have become very much aware of certain things that I reveal does not mean that there are everything or every aspect of life I do have clear knowledge of. No. Ignorance in every level is there. This is the ignorance regarding a friendly trap, religious sense, cultural sense, or whatever it is, our normal social life. Period. Anything beyond this isn't what I want to talk about. So don't make this as the fruit to sort of make your food more palatable, somehow the taste in your mouth palatable. Don't use this as a means or a media to achieve something which is outside this sort of topic. No, it's not for that reason. It is mainly to reveal to you and to reveal to myself things that we fail to ignore. Those things that we looked at but do not really consider as being having effects of our lives. The very thing that makes you embrace that friend, embrace that friend and not knowing that that friend has got his own personal interest and that is what concerns him, and based on that he probably is acting in such a way that misleads you or might trap you into a situation where maybe unconsciously or consciously, whatever way it is, but the fact that you can easily be trapped into a situation where your life will be judged wrongly, you will pursue things wrongly, you will encourage some wrong things that you shouldn't encourage in your life. And as I said, to my view, when I read through Genesis 1 to 5, it's like I've read through the whole book. I've seen straight ahead the picture. But before, when I read through that, I didn't see any other picture. My mind was tuned to the teachings and the ideas that has already existed, that is being presented, the way that things should be taught, that is being said always by the elders and the traditions that we have to follow. To the extent that when I read it, I was following the same tradition. I was making sense out of what is being told for me to believe, what has been said for me to believe, until I isolated my mind from all the other things, all things, completely emptying myself from all these things. And the day of 23rd of 2003, those moments when it just jiggled me once, and I realized that, hey, I need to be able to correct myself. The date of this day was the 13th of November 2003 to the 15th of November 2003. And as you see here, this is a hotel reservation from the Dodgy or whatever hotel, which somewhere in Brighton. And this was the place that we had to go, and I had to go or be part of. And I'm sure some of them might recognize the logo